Hey, this is Tom at Talent Guitar Works. I'm in Southwest Florida. I'm a repair facility and an OEM builder. And today I want to talk to you about multi-effects units. Now, my first multi-effects unit was way back in the 80s, and I think it was a Digitech RP7 or RP10. And you had to actually build the algorithms to build your patches back in the day, and it was really complicated. It had a big manual, and even doing a deep dive and not wanting to let go with it, I think I finally sold that unit at a musical yard sale up in Orlando, and I think I sold it in 2000, and somebody was like, oh my God, I've been looking for one of these. I was like, thank God. So it was a good unit at the time. It had its issues like they all did. This has been a metamorphosis. Now today we've got the Kemper, the Helix, the Fractal that are out there that are pretty much in the top tier. You've got the Quad Cortex that I really don't know a whole lot about. I haven't used one. And we just had Fender's release of the Tone Master at about the same price point as the Helix, which I thought was pretty funny. It's like having your bass player show up drunk and out of tune and late to the gig, playing the show and then saying, hey man, we really knocked that out of the park. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. The videos I've seen so far on the Tone Master are either influencers that are saying, hey, I didn't ask them to send me this, or I didn't buy this one, and they're trying to do all these soft disclaimers before they review it. And the other half of them I see are saying, I'm going to sell it because it doesn't make the Fender amplifier sound like Fenders. And that's the reason a lot of guys bought these things. They said, hey, we're going to buy the Fender Tone Master because it's going to make every Fender amp model on there sound like a Fender amp model. From what I heard, they failed. I haven't used it. Now, what I am going to tell you, because I'm sure there are good points about the Fender Tone Master, and this is what I'm going to tell you about every pedal out there, multi-effects. If you are not willing to do a deep dive on there, and I'm talking about 6 months of going into all the nuts and bolts of that pedal, because most of these multi-effects pedals will do way more than any guitar player will require in a lifetime. The DSP, or digital signal processing, is up that high now where it will do whatever you want, basically. All you've got to do is the deep dive. And it seems like our society's stuck on instant gratification, where if it doesn't make me sound like a rock star in the next 15 minutes, it's no good. Dive into it. I used the Fractal because the guitar player in the band I was working with had a Fractal. He loaned me his backup Fractal for 3 months. And I was trying to figure out some stuff on it, and it was above me. And I'm saying me, it's not above everybody, it was just above me on how to balance out the volume levels for the patches to all be the same. That was the problem I had with it, was in the programming thing. And I only had it for 3 months, and the 3 months I had it, I was probably spending about an hour a day on it. So it wasn't a huge amount of time. I did have the TC Electronics Nova system before I got an HX Effects unit from Helix. And what I liked, the TC Electronics, I could only get one of column A, one of column B, one of column C, which meant I could get one overdrive distortion, I could get one modulation, I could get one reverb out of it, and that was it. And it was a lot dependent on DSP. Now, if you want to do patches that emulate Edge from U2, you're going to need a couple of digital delays in there along with your reverb and a way to run those patches independent so that, you know, your IOs are right. The HX Effects allowed for any number of overdrives I wanted, or delays, or reverbs, or wherever I wanted to do, as long as it was supported at the DSP level of the unit. So what would I suggest? Do the deep dive. That's what I suggest. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't care if you bought a Headrush, a Helix, a Fractal, a Kemper, a Quad Cortex, or the Tone Master. Give it a solid 6 months of busting your butt and you'll get some amazing sounds out of it. I guarantee it. You know, it's just not going to make you sound like the tone you've been searching for because it doesn't know what you've been searching for. You're going to have to program it in. Now, I do give a nod toward all of the desk or laptop PC editors that could be attached to these units. Makes it a lot easier than bending over and turning little knobs down on the floor, especially if you're an old guy like me. Now, my suggestion, Christmas is coming up. If you've got a kid in your life, and when I say kid, I mean up to like 18, that's playing electric guitar, get them a positive grid spark. The education they're going to get on guitar pedals just from that unit, that was, I think when I bought mine, it was like $279. I sold it because I realized, hey, some kid should have this. It's a lot of fun, but it's, you know, it's not what I need, but it was cool checking it out. But a positive grid spark unit, yeah, you could really make a kid's Christmas. You could teach them so much about pedals and save yourself thousands of dollars, to where they hear an influencer say you got to have this pedal, so they go buy it. They realize they don't like it because they haven't used it. They didn't know what it did. You know, how many of us bought pedals in the 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s that we had no idea what they did, but they had a cool name? Oh, raise my hand too. And then we wound up not using said pedal. So positive grid spark, they're doing a really good job. Any of the multi-effects pedal manufacturers that are putting firmware updates out constantly have large masses of community-based patches that are out there and everything, or patches that you can buy on eBay or Amazon. Definitely worth looking into. But do the deep dive. Actually learn the unit. It isn't as hard now with YouTube. You could go up and watch some of these YouTube channels. They'll teach you everything you want to know. So this is Tom at Talon Guitar Works. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. And if you like the video, like and subscribe. Thank you.